Hello, my friends. Welcome. Tonight, we are going to talk about the concept of time, linear time, quantum time, and why it doesn't matter. Time is a construct, and it's a construct of the meat suit, third dimension. So it doesn't matter if we're working on a case that's a year old or 100 years old. What we look for, or what when we're drawn to patterns, the patterns are the mimicry loops that keep cycling. And that's what we learned in the Canton case. Well, the Karen Reed case. It's in Canton, but the Karen Reed case. So for generations, you've always made your grandma's apple pie, but perhaps your great grandma had a temper, whatever that looks like for you. That is timeless. So the way you behave, whatever you inherited, that comes through generations. So tonight, because I did see a specific question from our favorite airplane mechanic, I thought that was a great place to start. So tonight, buckle up. Welcome to Con Air. We are going to set sacred space, and then we are going to get into it. Before we start, welcome everyone. I'm so glad you're here. We are going to set sacred space. If you don't know how to set sacred space or you do it different, let us know. I was taught that before I do anything on a spiritual level, whatever that looks like, to set sacred space. So I light sage. You can light whatever you want, or don't. You can imagine it too. You want to call in the quarters. On the south, I call in Archangel Michael. On the west, I call in Kuan Yin and Isis. On the east, I call in the Magdalena clan. And on the north, I call in Saint Afan. We'll ask Raphael to be our bouncer, to only allow us to hear and say the right things to convey the message, because we only work in the highest and whitest light. And we'll ask the grandmothers of the universe to surround the sacred space. Thanks for coming, everyone. First, before we go, if you are new, welcome. If you're coming back, I haven't even put lipstick on. We did get a new microphone. Please drop your plate where you're coming from in the comments. We are creating a map, and I think that the map is, well, it hasn't been updated since last night, but I think it's going to become important in our work with the land. The land will come into, we'll talk about the land too, but at this exact moment, I would like to talk about why time is a construct. And then we're going to talk about what matters in the Mackenzie Shirilla case, why it doesn't matter in anything. I need to take a deep breath. I feel like I really rushed through that. I'm going to set sacred space again. Hi, everyone. I'm so glad you're all here. Hi. Hello. I'm cheating. I'm looking earlier than usual. I try to stay focused before I start checking out the comments, but I'm so excited to see you guys. I can't believe, I'm so excited. I love you guys. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday night. Bobby. Hi, Bobby. I don't know if you're here or not, but you inspired this, because it actually also comes in very handy in our book, in the book we're writing, or I'm writing. So chronologically, all right, I have to think of, I'm going to ask for the right words to explain this in a way that everyone understands. Chronologically, things happen, and that tells us in our 3D matrix suit, or in our, you can call it the matrix, I do, what happens. The patterns explain how we can connect it. So when Bobby asked that last night, Bobby, hi, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you're here, if you're not here yet, it's okay. I need that moonshine though. On Con Air. You asked the question at the very end of the night, and I didn't think that much of it, but I had the opportunity to sleep for most of the day, and I felt like I needed it. And so I was thinking about it more and more. And one of the things that Bobby said was, why are we still working on a case that's 4 years old? Well, because Dominic didn't have the opportunity to get released until so there is no time anywhere except in this 3D matrix. Dominic was bound by black magic. That's my opinion. That can be backed up by just, I actually don't know how to explain that part of it, but we have talked about how I think Mackenzie was a baby witch. And one of our friends reminded me that baby witches can be really dangerous because they don't understand their power. She was only a baby witch in this meat suit. She had training in dark arts, in my opinion. Well, she's carrying a book in one of the pictures we have of her that is not of the light. It is not like a kumbaya, let's do some affirmations. It was a black magic book. One of the names that shall not be mentioned in his red jacket in his police interview said she practices voodoo on him and took a piece of his hair to bind her to him. When we got called to this case or introduced to it, it is my opinion that Dom was bound both to the crash location and to Mackenzie. Then, as we started tapping into it and working intuitively, we were pulling cards and stuff. A lot of people were pulling his energy from so many different directions. He didn't it was literally, if you think of a plush, cushy pillow, but you sleep on it for so much or so long that it's like a flat pillow. That's kind of how Dominic was. That's the only way I can really explain it. He was getting pulled in so many directions. Mediums and psychics and of the light and the dark were tapping into him to siphon his energy. He's a very powerful being. And we took the bull by the horns. I'm not into doing things against. When you do stuff against people's will, that's called rape. And it's also not of the light. And Dom was stuck in this eternal place of enmeshment. He was stuck to Mackenzie because she put spells on him. And so when we got involved, it was 4 years later in human time, and there is no time on the other side. But if we had waited, in Canton, we were releasing souls from I don't even know how old they were, because there is no time on the other side. So there's nothing to chronological. Time is just a human construct. The quantum field and the universe don't use time. That's a control mechanism, actually, by the prince of this world and his minions that are trying to take over the world. So when you're thinking of cases, you have to think of it. You are bigger than yourself, and everything around you is bigger than you. So had we never found this case, that would be fine. Someone else would come along and release him from this trap that he was stuck in. But that was what we were called to do. So we found him, we put a cloak over him and put him in a spot that no one could access his energy. When he is strong enough and he wants to come, he can talk to whoever he wants, do whatever he wants, but then he's making that decision. No one's making it for him. So when you're thinking of, oh, this is a 4-year-old case, why are we still working on it? Well, our job isn't done there. We didn't leave Canton till our job was done, and we keep getting called back to go. There's more work to do. It's an onion. We figured out what's happening at the crash site, and then through intuition and past knowledge, the steps to take, you can't just do it all at once. You have to do a little, and it's like an onion. Do a little, and then a little more. So that's why we don't, in human time, care how long ago it happened. if we're getting called to do something, there's a reason. And it's not, I mean, maybe we don't even know what it is in the human level. I don't usually know until we get in there and we figure it out. So the time is a construct used to control humanity, and it has been going on, like I said last night, for eons. And it is part of a bigger project that is not chaotic. It looks chaotic, and it looks like there's nothing, no rhyme or reason. There is, and it is very, very much on. It was on track until about a month ago. So I just wanted to be really clear with that. I hope you guys can see me. I haven't even looked. I just went off. Okay, if you can see me. Hi, welcome everyone. Bobby. Okay, wait. Oh, Bobby. It was more about talking about the case in general. The fact that so many people are still talking about it in giving. Yes. Okay, I understand. Thank you, though. I'm glad that came up. So this case in general for us, though, I feel like I don't know if our work is done. Usually when it's done, I just walk away. And it's not like I walk away like I'm breaking up with someone. It's like my job there is done. I've done what I was sent to do or whatever. And we still have not figured out that last 19 seconds technically. We still haven't figured out the Kendall thing. The reason, and yeah, I don't have a reason for this case in general. What we did when we released Dominic, we could have been done then. There is more to that story, though. There's more here. And yeah, the whole world is obsessed with it. I have no idea why. I mean, it goes right along. I think it's the thing that's weird about it is I do think, well, Idaho 4 was a PSYOP or part of a bigger project. And I can say that confidently, but this is different. I don't know. So that's that. But what we're going to learn about tonight is time. And I'm debating how I want to show it to you guys. I'm just trying to think of how this will go the easiest. Well, let's talk about the Mackenzie Shirilla timeline. I did ask Notebook LM to pull out anything in July. There's something, okay, what happened in July was a result of what happened December to January, New Year's Eve. And so with the July event, it was climaxing and then it had to erupt. So what we could do, why don't we talk about, okay, I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. We could talk about this in the way we know. Bobby, thank you. Have you done any Harmony Montgomery? No, they're in New Hampshire and he is such trash. That story is tragic. I have not done anything on her because I did get that she's helping from the other side. That story is absolutely tragic. Another story that I have no interest in going in because I think it's also super tragic is what's her name? The girl, she's on trial right now in Massachusetts for killing her 3 children. I think I think she had postpartum. That was the vibe I got. Like it was like a moment of psychosis. I have never had babies, so I don't know anything about postpartum, but what I do know is it's like absolutely horrible. Yeah, this is in my own backyard and it's absolutely tragic and horrible. Yeah, so Bobby and our friends that are here to help out. The Mackenzie thing she's okay, an example. I'll explain this example. Kylie Rodney, Idaho 4, and Delphi are connected straight up by the same. I used to call it the machine I think it was the machine. It's all connected. So, Lindsay Clancy, thank you. Yes, that's what I have no interest in going into that because I am not getting any bad vibes at all. What I'm getting is like a break inside her psyche broke, like something broke. And then she like came back. I'm not getting anything nefarious intentionally. The Harmony Montgomery case is tragic. I have also gotten, like, when I just look at her picture, she's helping from the other side. That story just makes me mad. Okay, so yeah, so there's a granted the whole world's into Mackenzie Shirilla. What I want to know, and we haven't gotten there yet, though, is like, okay, I have lingering questions that are not done yet. What happened the night of the New Year's Eve when the girl was pushed down the stairs? What happened in the last 19 seconds? I saw a short that I really resonated with, and I posted it. I'm gonna actually show it to you guys. I don't know what the truth is. This is a documentary, though, that I have seen, and this really resonated with me. I am going to show it to you guys so that we can all look at it. About this really resonated. Oh, you guys, can you tell that I got a new microphone? It's a Yeti. Oh, fancy. Hopefully you can tell. All right, so what do you guys think about this? This is a short that I found probably on YouTube. I have seen this documentary. I don't know which one it is. It's like investigative discovery, maybe, of Mackenzie Shirilla. And this really resonated with me. So we are. Okay, why is this muted? Oh.
They decided it was time to go home. Strangely, she has to drive instead of Dominic. This was unusual, but Dominic agreed. Additionally, when Davion asked for a ride, Mackenzie refused to let him in the car. After an argument, Dominic convinced her to take Davion home. All three of them would get in the car, sealing their own fate. At the intersection between Pearl and Progress Drive, CCTV
Y'all don't listen.
you turn off course.
She
Town.
has to drive.
Instead of driving along Pearl Drive, the car turns onto Progress Drive, a road that ends abruptly.
Okay. So that really resonated with me. With thanks, team. Thanks for being here, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. I want to know why. Yes, that is a great question. Why don't we go into that actually? I think that's a great question. If you're not watching, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Replay crew, love you too. Thanks to the crew, our Con Air crew. Bobby helps us with everything. Bobby is our emotional support friend. And Jamie and Debbie keep everyone in line. There's only 2 rules to fly on Con Air. You don't even have to be a criminal. Is don't be a dick and act like you're an English lit. And that's it. It's okay if we disagree. That's not the point. But if you don't disagree respectfully, I have no time for it. So it's okay not to agree with me or with each other, but don't do personal digs or rudeness. I don't have time. I have questions about that too. Yes, Jamie, to you. And then this short that I found, and I remember watching that documentary. There's 3 or 4 of them, including Netflix, but Netflix, I think, is the worst of them. And I didn't remember getting it that Mackenzie wanted to drive. Dom thought that was weird. She got in a fight over Davion. I don't know. I thought that really resonated. I have questions about Kendall, I do have questions about Kendall. I do want to know too why my friend went to stay with her mom. Her hubby worked a lot, which is why I went over to check on her when she was getting no answer. Wait, legally, do I need to back up and see what's going on? Legally, my friend. Oh, yes. Legally is talking about, that's what I mean. This is if you suffered postpartum psychosis, like jump in and educate us. I have never had a baby in this life, so. But what I do know about it is very serious. And I kept an extra close eye on my little sister. Well, she's not really little, we're Irish twins. But she had a baby and I was just like, but legally just said is my friend, she went to check on her friend and she found her staring at the wall. The baby was screaming and she had to call 911 for postpartum psychosis. That's what I feel with Lindsay Clancy. I don't get any bad vibes or tension or anything. I have not been following the case because for no particular reason. Welcome aboard to Con Air. We're so glad you're here. Yeah, drop your location so you can help. I'm guessing that you will. We're going to fix the ley lines, and this is the map we're going to use. Well, this is an example. This is just a really rough draft. Actually, while some of our friends are in here, don't worry about that. This right here is AI. I actually think instead of Alaska, it's going to Greenland, but it could be over here. Anyway, this is the AI map grid. Did I put all of them in here? And this is the money triangle. So we have the Vatican, London, and Washington, D.C. I have a bunch of those and we'll go through them. Don't worry. That's just not going to be tonight. Tonight, we are just going to talk about, no, not just, we're going to figure out this Kendall thing because I have questions about it too. So why don't we pull up Kendall? Let's play the Christine Russo interview to get us situated on where we are in the timeline. In this Christine Russo thing, she was in a police interview that was audio recorded. She mentions this push down the stairs she articulates it very well. So while I want to watch this Christine thing because I want to orient everyone. If you're new, welcome. Thanks for coming. We are jumping straight into Mackenzie Shirilla timeline and the metaphysical side of life. Today, we're just going by the seat of our pants. That's what we do on Con Air. All right. I am copying this transcript so I can just find the section that has to do with this push down the stairs. The story behind the push down the stairs leads us to the crash in July of 2022. Mackenzie Shirilla was a completely broken little girl, raised by a broken little girl that I think was psychotically obsessed with her boyfriend. And she tried to control him, and it was infuriating. So what we're looking at now is the precursor to the crash was this push down the stairs that happened at Dom's house. He didn't even want to have the party. He said no like 3 or 4 times. Mackenzie didn't care. She was a 17-year-old, literally failing out of high school. I don't know how she passed. She had, like I said, at least, I think she was missing 40 assignments just in English, like a week before her graduation. She was living with her boyfriend and she had a party. At the party, a woman was, I think, pushed intentionally down the stairs. 6 months later was the crash. This first event triggered this next event. So we are just going to listen to Dom's mom explain the stair situation. Pushed. Let's see. Because it's about an hour long, and I don't think that I really want to listen to an hour of it. I want to just hear Christine explain this push. And one of our friends found the 58 disciplinary issue that Mackenzie's had in jail. So thank you. I saw it right before we left. All right. Where would this, okay, stairs didn't trigger it. Why don't I just say girl? Okay. I'm just reading the transcript to see if I can find where, so I can just start us there. It's an hour long and it's great to listen to. But Christine specifically brings up this event that happened at New Year's. Oh, maybe I could just say New Year's. Okay. It would be really awesome if I put it in as a chapter or a timestamp. Okay, so we're going to listen to Christine Russo explain that. Then we are going to figure out, or we're going to talk this out. And this might be, I might be able to pull some cards on it because I have questions. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just ask ChatGPT where it is. Okay, at 9:34. Sweet. All right, I found it, you guys. So we're going to go in. Yeah, I agree, Jamie. Okay, so at 9:34.
We are, we did ask those questions. And again, nobody's willing to talk. So I'll hear say, hey, so-and-so says, Kenzie's a bad driver. We never want to be in the car with her. But a couple people, nobody came up and said 1, 2, 3. We had 4 or 5 people who came in voluntarily, gave statements, and they were good statements. But the people we wanted to talk to, they kind of put up those roadblocks. So, I noticed that there were some text exchanges between you and Mackenzie. And a lot of times, at some point there was some I love you exchanges, so maybe she felt comfortable. But can you tell me what the relationship was like between Dom and Kenzie?
Well, Dom was kind of more private with me regarding their arguments, but my son Angelo said that she would threaten him all the time. How's Joe now? 23 or 24.
Okay. And Chris is 26. Yeah.
And how this all came up. So, the background. I didn't like.
This is redacted.
And he would say that all Dom's problems were because of her, and being upset, and
This is redacted. It's not you. Redacted.
Always emanated. She came over for holidays and they'd include me and things like that, and I just figured maybe she just needs to grow up. She's young. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Think that it's gonna come to this.
What were your vibes, your motherly instincts? What did you feel around Kenzie, especially in the presence of Dominic? Was she genuine or?
Wait, did we miss the Okay, right here. It's supposedly. Okay. Rosie. Okay, Paul's house. I think we're just going to have to, let's just listen to the whole thing. I'm sorry.
So right now we have served a total of 11 search warrants. We have received almost returns on half of them. Not everything. The dock screen, we haven't received that yet, but we did get some information on the car. And the car is normal. There were no defects. We had a forensic mechanic look it over. There were no issues whatsoever with that. Also, medically, pursuant to 2 search warrants, there was nothing to indicate that Mackenzie at the time of the crash or immediately before the crash had any type of medical condition that would have caused the crash. So at this point, we're waiting for the talk screen to look at whether it's OVI related or something else. Now, when you and I talked before, and the first time, you indicated that you thought this wasn't just an OVI, that there was something else.
She told me just the other day that they weren't fucked up. I asked her, why didn't you ask me to come get you? And she said, well, we weren't fucked up or anything. Quote unquote, I don't have it in writing. I only have that orally said to me at the cemetery. So that's what she said.
Do you still believe that theory that there was something more sinister than, any type of impairment involved?
The only thing that to me, I don't know if there's a lot of rumors. I think a lot of people are lying about things. My understanding from one of the kids that the dad that you talked to that stated that she was sleeping and all that and all, I don't even know if that dad was there.
He wasn't. The dad was in New York.
So yeah, so I don't know how he could state that, but
he's getting there from his son's statement.
Right. Okay.
And the son, the kid came here, in fact, in this exact room with the parents, and the kid said he went to sleep.
Okay.
But
no, I thought they said Kenzie was sleeping.
Yeah, the kid said he went to sleep at 1. He woke up around 3 to use the bathroom, and she was asleep while everybody else was watching South Park. And so, unfortunately, that we haven't been able to corroborate because everybody who was at the party is very uncooperative and they practically lawyered up and refusing to talk. The only kid who voluntarily talked to us from Dominic, Kenzie's friends, was Blair. And Blair spoke to me in the presence of his lawyer, and he wasn't very forthcoming. And I kind of put that in my report. I told him, Miss Russo said you're one of Dominic's best friends.
Oh, he said that you sat there and thought that they were going to all commit suicide together. That's ridiculous.
No, we did not say that. That's not what we said. We asked him if he knew. I was inquiring whether he had any information that, Dominic might have told him, like, hey, Kenzie's crazy. She might have done this, or she might have, I'm afraid for my life with her.
You should talk to my son, Angelo. I mean, that's the problem. She threatened him constantly. I told you it was 1 week before we had to pick him up on the highway when she threatened to crash the car then. Okay? It's not, I was on with Dom. She sat there and texted me. Dom was out of control. Dom was very calm. So, Mom, you need to come get me. And she's threatening to crash.
We did see those, that's one of the things we wanted to bring up was that text conversation between you and her, and then her and Dom. We got 2 sides of it. Did Dom tell you that he grabbed the wheel and jerked it like she alleged?
No.
Okay, so when you're on the phone with Dom, to your knowledge, she never grabbed the wheel. It was just her freaking out.
Right. They were on the side of the road. And she said, I'm calling the police if you don't get him. And I said, on the phone saying she can call the police all she wants, but we are on our way. What are the police going to do? Okay. So that was that. They were on the side of the road.
What I heard it, that's funny. You don't know.
The
I get involved just because I always said that I don't want to have my kids not or think that I don't like her, I didn't like her, whatever, so that they wouldn't, be able to come to me. I just said, Dom, I know you're going to get back together. I'm not in the middle. I just said, all I kept saying was there never should be fighting in the car. That's all I said. I fight in the car. Okay. And I didn't even in detail read her bullshit and her rants because I don't really give a shit what she had to say at that point.
Okay. So just to clarify, me looking into the possibility that there was a potentially suicide involved on her behalf, not just recklessness, is based on the presumption that there was something more sinister than an OVI. And I kind of got that from you. I consider you to be more reliable than the average, given your profession and the fact that you kind of are experienced within the legal system. So when you tell me, hey, this is not just an OVI, I'm going to give it some more thought. And so I was hoping that some of the friends would say, hey, yeah, you know what? Dom did in private text me, that hey, she's crazy. You know, she tried to do this. And maybe Blair just doesn't want to talk.
It's not a real, if I understand, he doesn't do a lot of social media. He doesn't do a lot of texting. Even him and I, it's more on the phone. We could be on the phone and talk. So he would not be texting friends that. I do know, which again would be hearsay, that Blair said that she has driven crazy before. He never liked her driving. I asked him if you had gotten into that. I asked him, he said, he misunderstood. Well, I don't know that Dom drove a lot. Dom was a very safe, slow driver. I mean, so, not that he hasn't gotten a speeding ticket here and there on the highway. I'm not saying that, but after my surgery, it was a lot easier for me to drive with him than my other son, just because I was in so much pain, and he was just really more like an old man than, you know, Angelo. So, and not anything against Ange, but that's just, he's more jerky of a driver, you know, than Dom was. It could be the vehicle too, but.
When I asked those questions to Blair, first of all, Blair was very off. Clearly, you know, his mom with the attorney were, you know, we had the interview at the attorney's house, which is a bit unusual. But you know, I asked him if he was a passenger ever with Mackenzie driving. He said once. I'm like, you know, I kind of found that hard to believe that you've only driven once. And I asked him if he had any concerns about his safety, because again, other people have said, or through the rumor mill, we got the whole idea that she's a reckless driver. Some kids didn't feel safe with her, including her best friend, Rosie, who her dad wouldn't let us, you know, talk to her. She wouldn't talk to us. Landon Turner wouldn't talk to us. All these people who were at the party that night, with the exception of Paul Burlinghouse, nobody else is talking. And all of them kind of either involved their parents and or lawyers. And so we're kind of, at this point, the prosecutor, I did let Tim know, and Tim took their names, and chances are they're going to be subpoenaed for a grand jury. Mm-hmm. And so are they going to talk? Yeah, they're eventually.
I feel like that's the most guilty thing ever. And I know everyone's entitled to like a defense, and that's not what I mean. But like the fact that no one there is talking, I feel like is also very telling that this was more than an accident. Like if you weren't in the car and you know nothing happened, like why do you need police? Why do you need a lawyer? Like why are you paying to lawyer up if you, and I know all of this stuff, I've watched a million interviews or interrogations, I just am like having a hard time with that. But what I did look up was the Kendall staircase incident in Notebook LM, because I wanted to ask why. I'll make myself smaller so you guys can see it. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Can I make myself smaller? I'll make it even smaller so you guys can see it. Okay. What we're looking at is Notebook LM. I have shown this a number of times, but I highly recommend it. It's free if you have Google. I'm going to show you. Okay. This is the Notebook LM, and this is Kendall, the Stairwell incident. So I just asked. I thought I would just ask what? Okay. And it gives me the meta, or I hate calling it meta, the Facebook. So I can just find it really quickly. But why this is the question I asked. And these are the sources. As 75 sources, these are police reports, body cam transcripts, search warrants, detective interviews, follow-ups, the appeal, bind over trial day 1, day 2, the court document that our friend legally hooked us up with, criminal their background checks in here, Glover, DEA, that's a federal report, Kendall. So anyway, there are 75 sources. When you ask a question from Notebook LM, it'll only pull from your sources. So that's where this answer is coming from. The question is, why did Natalie Shirilla say that Mackenzie was Kendall's guardian angel? And Jamie, I saw your comment about Davion, and I think you're right, but I just want to give context for the rest of people. Natalie Shirilla referred to Mackenzie as Kendall's guardian angel in a private Instagram message sent on June 23rd, 2022. Oh, good. Let's go find it. I'm just going to pull this up so we can find it. June 23rd of 2022. So, oh shoot. I forgot that Meta does their date backwards or forward, depending on where in the world you are. 06-22. Okay. Let's find this. So is this big enough? Yeah. Kenzie. So we're on June 22nd. That's what it said, right? Oh, June 23rd. That was my bad. Okay. Her and her mom text a lot. Okay, here's the 23rd. So June 23rd. Natalie says, what is that? And the way you read this, I didn't explain it this round, but what we're looking at are the Instagram and Facebook messages that were subpoenaed in Mackenzie Shirilla's trial. In here, we are about to get to it. When you're reading this, this is Kenzie. It says Mackenzie Shirilla. The time and date is not set for the American way of reading dates. It's set to the international way. And it's 22/06/23, so June 23rd, 2022 at 4:19 p.m. And Kenzie sent her mom an attachment. Her mom is Natalie _SH66. What is that? Kenzie says, Kendall. It's her head. Also weird AF how they're all friends with her. Natalie sends something and she's like, right? Why are you not answering? What should I say to the guy on iMessage? She's asking her mom, question mark, question mark. I thought that too, but oh well. They're a mess and need to leave you alone anyway. Natalie's like, I'm on hold. Who's a mess? Said Kenzie. WTF, Kendall's mom. Yeah, you think? Yeah, for real. Okay, this is the comment that initially started this little deep dive. Natalie says to Kenzie, if it wasn't for you, she may not be alive today. So please find solace in that. Hopefully someday her family will find the intensity. I don't know what she's trying to say in that, because basically you were like her guardian angel in that moment. Although we know that was actually Davion, not her. And then Natalie's like, again? Still same day. So Natalie sent a picture. Sometimes when I click on these, they work. Sometimes they don't. So let's just check it out. Nope. Oh, darn. Okay. Sending a picture. Let's go back to what Notebook LM is about to tell us. In the private Instagram message on June 23rd, Natalie Shirilla referred to Mackenzie as Kendall's guardian angel, claiming that Kendall may not be alive today if it were not for Mackenzie's actions following her push on New Year's Eve. Natalie encouraged Mackenzie to find solace in this belief, suggesting that Kendall's family should eventually recognize the intensity of what Mackenzie had done for her. This characterization by Natalie was rooted in several factors documented across the sources. This is A, reframing the narrative. Natalie used the term during a conversation where she and Mackenzie were disparaging Kendall's mother, calling her a mess and expressing frustration that their peers remained friends with her. By labeling Mackenzie a guardian angel, Natalie reframed the incident from one of negligence, throwing an underage party where a guest was nearly killed, to a narrative of heroic intervention. The 911 call. While the sources confirmed that Natalie and Steve Shirilla were the ones who summoned the police for Kendall, investigative reports suggest they did so only after being called to the scene by Mackenzie, who remained inside the house to avoid police contact. The magnetic shield dynamic. Metaphysical and psychological analysis of the sources described Mackenzie as a mirrorless child, or this is also the enabling dynamic. Natalie acted as a magnetic shield, protecting Mackenzie from the emotional or legal consequences of her behavior by providing her with a version of reality where she was the savior rather than a participant in a cover-up and an attempted murder. However, the investigative records contradict the guardian angel narrative. Number one, hiding from authorities. While Kendall lay bleeding in the gravel driveway, Mackenzie was documented hiding inside the residence with the lights off, systematically avoiding police and recording the blue lights of the arriving officers on Snapchat. Davion was the actual aide. It was actually Davion Flanagan, not Mackenzie, who was found by police in the driveway holding Kendall's head to prevent her from gurgling blood and ensuring that she could breathe until the medics arrived. Blackmail and narrative control. Mackenzie later used the secret of the stairwell incident as leverage, threatening to release pics of the stairs to blackmail Dom during their personal arguments. The next question I asked was, what specifically did Natalie say in her guardian angel message? In an Instagram direct message sent to Mackenzie on June 23rd at 1800 hours, so that would be 6:20 p.m. She wrote, okay, that whole thing, she wouldn't even be alive today. This message was sent during a conversation in which Natalie and Mackenzie, this is just it restates it. It was really Davion that was who was the savior. So I know that we have what does this one look like? I know I have this. Oh, we just looked at the anatomy of a cover-up the other night. Welcome, everyone. If you're new, welcome. If you're just joining us, welcome aboard. If you have not dropped your location in the comments, please do, because I think we are going to create a ley line map. Okay, I do have this. We're going to look at this. PDF, and there's a PDF that I don't think we looked at together. How it set the stage for. Let's look at these two. Okay. All right, we are about to look at a slideshow that I've created in the past for the Kendall stairwell situation. And so we're going to look at that really quickly. Then I just want to thank everyone who's here and the crew for everything, keeping us on the air. All right, we are about to look at wait, does she say anything else about it? This picture is in, man, they go from talking about something pretty serious to like so weird. All right. This is the wall of silence. Okay. Can you guys see this? Okay, wait. Hi, Jenny. Welcome. Hi, Jenny. All right. Flying friendly. Yes. Thank you, Evie. You're flying the friendly skies tonight. We don't know where we're going or where we've been. And so far, we only have had one friend who's actually been on Con Air. So, but Cowboy, if you're in here, feel free to jump in. Right now, we are going through the Kendall Stair situation. We were going to talk about how time, I really would like to explain the time thing in relation to the Canton case. It is so obvious in that case because, I mean, we were meeting kids from like the Revolutionary War. It was really cool. All right. Now I'll make myself smaller so everyone can see. This is a slideshow that I made. Well, I didn't make it. Notebook LM made it. Yes, thanks for flying the friendly skies with us. Okay, Jamie, did they ever release phone records? I know we have texts, but I'm curious about calls. Yes. Well, in all technicality, Jamie is asking if they ever released calls. I'm wondering if her mom, if she called her mom from the crash. What we have on that is all of the times that they called the police. I don't think that we have legally might know better. Actually, legally, do you know the answer to this? I'm going to look in this in the drop. We have a few FOIA drops. There's 2 of them. Okay, so we have, this is what the FOIA drop looks like on the inside. And so the phone calls, I think this just goes, this is Natalie calling to these are the phone calls like that Detective Hazu. Oh, excuse me, Detective who? If our friend is in here that doesn't like the sound effects, feel free to jump in if you want to read any of the stuff, but I do love Detective.
I'm Detective Hazu. I'm the one who's been investigating the crash. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2.
He loves saying aggravated murder ×2. Okay, thanks, Detective Hazu. I'm going to do that a little louder. Or maybe, is it just me? I can't hear it. I'm just going to turn it up a little bit. Oh, not that one. Sorry, we don't want Camille.
I'm Detective Hazu. I'm the one who's been investigating the crash. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2.
Okay, so these are the phone calls like to Metro Health. He wants to know why the blood got thrown away. This is the kid in the red jacket's mother. This is Natalie calling to complain about shutting down social media. Chief Weaver says that Bubba has something to do with it. This is our guy on the car. On his Harley calling 911. And so this is one of the FOIA drops, actually. One of the, can you guys see this? What are you guys looking at? Yes, okay. One of the texts with Rosie, texts with Dad, texts with Christine, reported history. This right here, is it this one? Look at all of, these are just Mackenzie Shirilla getting in trouble with the police pre-accident, menacing, theft, unaliving call, menacing, hit and skip. In other states, they call that hit and run. Metro PD. I think this is, wait, let's see what this is. I don't remember what this one is. Oh, this I think is when she's in. Yes, she was combative. This is when the cops changed their story. Why? And then what's this one? Strongsville Police Incident number 18-010175. This was February 9th, 2018. Oh, this is a fight at school, like disturbance in general. This is the dad of the daughter. Mackenzie, literally a disturbance. This is the narrative. On February 9th, 2018, a fight between 2 juvenile girls took place at 13200 Pearl Road Center, at the middle school. The fight took place between 2 8th grade girls and happened as they were walking to the buses. Both girls exchanged words, shoved each other, and threw punches at each other. I spoke with the girls and their guardians at their homes. They advised that the school would handle the discipline for this, and it would be best if they did not have any communication with each other. This report is for record only. OIV. Shoot. What does that mean again? This is incident number 18-0. Is this the same incident? Yep, same incident. Oh, this is talking to the other dad, I think, and to Steve Shirilla. Low test Steve. Same report, or same incident. I thought this was, oh, okay, here's the narrative. Redacted and Mackenzie Shirilla have been friends on and off for several years. They got into an argument during lunch, which carried on to after school on their way to the buses. They exchanged words, shoved each other, and threw a few punches at each other. I spoke with both parties at their residence, and neither had visible injuries, and both were advised to stay away from each other and not to post anything on social media about each other. Mackenzie's father, low test Steve, was concerned because Redacted's older sister, Redacted, who is 1 year older than Mackenzie, came to his house wanting to fight her after the initial incident. God, the sisters in this town are so badass. Steve, low test Steve, was also extremely upset that the girl's grandfather brought blank to the house. I asked Ray why he brought Redacted to the house, and he said he thought Redacted was at the house actively already fighting Mackenzie, so he went there to retrieve her. The grandpa stated that he and Redacted received bad information about where the altercation took place, and they thought it was on Walnut Creek Drive, not at the school. Low test asked that all of the parties were, he wanted everyone off his property, and I relayed the information to the grandpa. The parties were advised this will be forwarded to the school for discipline. Oh, God. Please stop. What were you guys just looking at? Oh, no. Oh, you were looking at the other one? Shoot. Here's the report I just read. Okay, then so these are her reported history. Mackenzie, post crash photos. Oh gosh, this is when she just basically wrote the prosecution's story for them. This is asking about Kendall dressing up like DEA, weed, and something else. This girl wrote that Mackenzie told her to unalive herself. I couldn't read it. Her new Facebook account, her new... This is they played these at the sentencing hearing. Hey, S worker. Hey, S worker. This is right after the accident. Well, a couple months after the accident. Okay, to me, this picture has always been really, really weird because these two are dressed up and these guys are in the background, like not dressed up at all. I just feel like it's really weird. This is, well, Nina and Rosie. Nina, why didn't the police ever interview you? She loves taking pictures of food. What is this?
Had time for a while, and he's talking with David, who's still in the Navy, and probably will.
Well, that's definitely going to get copyrighted. She's eating food. She loves taking food pictures. What's this? For me. She loves her cat. That's cool. Is that her drinking alcohol? Anyway, these are after the crash. Text with Grace, her social media. Anyway, what is in here? Oh, this is like thousands of pictures. So the point is, I don't think we have phone stuff. These phone calls are the ones to the detective, lab results, reports, surveillance videos, Plidco, Toyota. We have another drop, though. I think this one. Those are all legal. Oh, this is all Canton. Piss me off. Anyway, all right. So I don't think we have phone calls. Jamie, I'm sorry. I was just looking. Okay, so let's get back to Wall of Silence. This is the analysis, witness evasion, narrative control, and the investigative roadblock. Hold on. I'm going to make this bigger so that you guys can see it. Oh, that's not what I meant. All right. So this is a slideshow that Notebook LM made for me based off of the police reports. There we go. All right. Wall of silence. Okay, we got that. The incident. On December 31st, 2021, a severe traumatic head injury resulted in skull fractures, brain bleeds, and a coma occurred at an underage party. It occurred at Dominic Russo's house, and he did not want to have this party. He said no, like, I can't even tell you how many times he said no. She doesn't care, though. His no is a yes. It's like, I don't know. Okay. Maybe this will look bigger over here. All right. The response was deliberate scene alteration, mass witness evacuation, and total physical lockout to responding law enforcement. The result, the official investigation is stalled. Digital and social coordination is successfully masks the environment of the accidental fall to shield the host from liability. The medical intervention zone. At 23:27, so 11:27, a 911 call is placed. The victim is being moved from the interior wooden stairs, well, I'd say from the basement floor to the gravel driveway. This is very John O'Keefe here. Witness evaporation zone. At 11:35, medics arrive. So the call was placed at 11:27, and they arrived. Wow, they have a great response time. Medics arrived, observations of underage drinking, and prompted a radio call. And so now the medics have the police en route. At 11:40, there's a mass evacuation triggered. Approximately 9 teenagers are witnessed fleeing from the scene to avoid apprehension. Only one-third party witness remains. I don't even know what that means. At 11:50, they hit an investigative roadblock. Strongsville police arrived to an abandoned house and a locked pitch black. Okay, nothing was going on. Very 34 Fairview. This was a compromised scene. The action, the victim was physically carried. So Kendall was physically carried from the site right here, down here, of the fall to the outside driveway so the paramedics could find her. This extraction contaminated the point of origin and prevented medics and police from observing the immediate physical environment of the fall. Detectives concluded the victim was moved specifically to conceal the active underage party occurring inside the residence. The trigger event. The medics noted that the presence of alcohol on the scene and alerted dispatch that the police were required. The response, immediate flight. The majority of the people, 8 females. See, in the body cam, one of the guys, somebody responds that it's 8 females and 1 male. The scene was instantly stripped of objective third-party witnesses. Law enforcement was left with only the inner circle and physical silence, neutralizing their ability to conduct immediate, separate witness interviews. The tactic was total physical non-responsiveness. The execution. By 11:50, all interior and exterior lights were turned off. The screen door was locked. The host, Dom, maintained total silence despite repeated knocking from Strongsville police. Legal barrier. Because the victim had already been transported to the hospital, exigent circumstances had been removed. Without a warrant, officers possessed no legal authority to force entry into the dark home. Standard police expectations. So you have a scene, standard police expectations are it'll be preserved, isolated, and accessible. What happened at the house on Lund Road was altered, extracted. She was moved to the driveway and the house was locked down. They would expect that the witnesses would stay on scene so they could collect separate statements, but everyone fled prior to the police arrival, and they were all unidentifiable. Property owner would be cooperative and accessible for questioning, but he was barricaded inside and unresponsive. The stance, explicit documented refusal to cooperate with the detectives. The documentation, lead detective Bartlett noted that the host, Dominic, explicitly instructed peers not to share his contact information, advising them he doesn't like the police and would not answer their questions. This successfully shut down the primary source of information regarding the environment, the guest list, and the timeline of the evening prior to the injury. The narrative strategy, provide just enough truth to satisfy questions while insulating the host from underage drinking charges. Not Dom specifically, but anyway. The coordinated claims. The best friend stated that the victim only had one sip of a White Claw and one hit of marijuana hours prior because she was the designated driver. The medical reality was that medics and remaining witnesses on the scene suspected high intoxication. The result was the minimization of statements provided a plausible cover story that law enforcement could not physically disprove due to the compromised scene. Post-incident strategy. Digital intercepts now after the accident reveal explicit discussions between the host and his inner circle on how to control the narrative. The host, Dominic, also advised Mackenzie to claim that the home security cameras were not recording on the stairwell area that night. Direction to the inner circle was to strictly not speak to law enforcement or provide anyone's phone numbers. And then the internal fracture. The same digital evidence used to evade police was subsequently weaponized internally by Mackenzie Shirilla. The tactic was blackmail. Texts reveal that Mackenzie Shirilla threatened to release pics of the stairs or involve the police to blackmail Dominic during their arguments. The social circle fully understood that the evidentiary value of the preserved scene. They intentionally withheld it from law enforcement, converting physical evidence into social currency. The host in the altered scene. The core source of manipulation became the core source of manipulation and a cover-up. The inner circle coordinated texts, camera manipulation, and blackmail. Digital communication was used to synchronize narratives and obfuscate facts. The fleeing guests, stripping the scene of third-party witnesses. Rapid removal of potential observers to control their environment, and physical barrier preventing immediate access and preserving the manipulated scene. The locked, dark house kept law enforcement outside, so they couldn't get in to figure out what was going on. Again, if you're innocent, suspicion of a cover-up to the physical evidence, the legal threshold. The official conclusions, detectives ultimately ruled that the traumatic fall was accidentally based on later witness confirmation. Caveat, the police explicitly acknowledged on the record that the host locked the home and witnesses fled specifically to cover up the underage drinking. I would think that the attempted homicide would be a little bit more concerned, but perhaps. The dilemma, without the ability to definitely prove the environment at the exact time of the fall, reasonable suspicion could not cross the legal threshold into criminal charges. The key takeaways of the anatomy of an investigative roadblock. Number one, scene contamination is tactical. Moving victims can serve a dual purpose action, rendering medical aid while simultaneously shielding the primary evidentiary environment. Silence is strategy. Number two, physical lockouts, when combined with strong anti-police sentiment and the removal of exigent circumstances, effectively neutralized immediate investigative momentum. Number three, digital coordination. Modern narrative control happens instantly in group chats, creating cohesive, liability minimizing alibis long before the police can conduct their individual interviews. Okay. have we read the police report out loud? He said Barrett. I don't know if we did. I think we might have. Oh, I'm going to come over and say hi. Oh, yeah. Spiritual, but not religious. Yes. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. We did look at this the other night. I think I'm stuck. Oh, hello. Am I frozen? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. The Metaphysical Autopsy. Mackenzie Shirilla and the malignant manifestation of the Black Magician. I don't think we've gone through this together yet. This is on a spiritual level. Okay. All right, hold on. I'm going to put you guys on the other screen. It's bigger and easier to read. So that if you're not watching, no problem. I'm going to read these out loud. Okay. This is esoteric, spiritual stuff. All right. This is case file. This is a slideshow that I created, or that Notebook LM created for me from the tarot readings, channeled messages, and the police reports. Case file 220867777, Strongsville Police Department. The Metaphysical Autopsy. Mackenzie Shirilla and the malignant manifestation of the Black Magician archetype. A cross-disciplinary diagnostic integrating the left-hand path. Oh, this is straight up black magic. Okay, got it. A cross-disciplinary diagnostic integrating left-hand path occultism. This right here is old energy. I can't call it the dark side anymore. Old energy. Forensic psychology and the EDR crash telemetry. The casual reality. The forensic evidence. 31,697 pages of recovered text messages. The digital rug moving ledgers were on Snapchat. iCloud burnt her Apple iCloud had the burn book. Hey, Faith, how do you feel about being in the burn book? It was 48 targeted peers. Electronic data recorder was the EDR telemetry, 100-mile-per-hour impact. The astral reality was the esoteric framework, the black magic, the process of shaping external reality according to one's will. Predatory spiritualism, the act of devouring a spiritual and emotional energy to strengthen the self. And extraction, extinguishing hostile forces that defy the magician's control. Synthesis. This dossier analyzes the physical evidence of case number 22-086777 as artifacts of malevolent sorcery. So old energy. I can't, diagnosing the 100-mile-per-hour crash, not as an accident, but as the ultimate imposition of the Black Magician's will. The anatomy of a soul widow. The magnetic shield. Parental enabling and indulgences. Her parents acted as a barrier, preventing any confrontation with true consequences and allowing the internal hold on, I have to make this bigger. The magnetic shield. The anatomy of a soul widow. Parental enabling and indulgence. Her parents acted as a barrier, preventing any confrontation with true consequences and allowed the internal malware to replicate unchecked. The forever child complex. The soul widow void. The foundational metaphysical wound. This innate feeling of is this, okay, wait. So this is the feeling of, I kept saying this yesterday, she was trying to, a God-sized hole. She was trying to fill a God-sized hole. The soul widow void, the foundational metaphysical wound, an innate feeling that an essential part of her being is missing, driving it was like a vampiric need to magnetize and consume external energy. The grinning mask, The Regina George persona, performing absolute invincibility for peers, cultivating a horrible reputation, and boasting about rugged tolerances to disguise the internal emptiness. By refusing to look within, Mackenzie Shirilla externalized her void, forcing the environment to bend to her pathology. That's a nice way of saying her psychosis. Diagnostic matrix. Oh, God. Okay. If anyone knows what this is, then you know where we're going. Diagnostic matrix. Left-hand path theory versus malevolent. So left-hand path theory versus malignant practice. Left-hand path theory is the ideal. The goal is self-defecation and godhood via disciplinary spiritual evolution. The method is changing external events and environments via disciplined will. The energy harvesting, predatory spiritualism, and vampiric magic. Extraction is extinguishing hostile forces through ritual intent. The malignant practice is her reality. Narcissistic vanity. The TikTok fame, cultivating the Shirilla the Killer persona, boasting, I can do a lot of rugs and not die. Emotional coercion. Sending 35 consecutive demanding texts, screaming threats, and physical abuse to force compliance. Parasitic extraction. Exploiting peers for 40 math assignments in exchange for THC and using her victims as on-call shields. Digital cursing. Maintaining the 48-name iCloud burn book to systematically characterize, label, and target her peers. Phase 1. The sympath. Well, we're learning a little bit about black magic right now. If anyone practices black magic and this isn't right, let me know, because that's okay with me. Anyway, phase 1 is the sympathetic magic and the imposition of will. The voodoo doll working. Testimony from her ex-boyfriend, who she pretended to not know in a later text to Christine, confirmed that Shirilla kept a doll with a piece of Dom's hair to put a spell on him, so he would be unable to break up with her. The pendulum was used regularly. Okay, and just so everyone knows, all of this stuff with your all depend on your intention. So just because it's a voodoo doll or just because it's a pendulum doesn't necessarily inherently make them bad. Your intention controls the outcome. The pendulum, used regularly to seek answers and exert perceived supernatural control over the relationship dynamic. Esoteric translation. In black magic, sympathetic rituals are this is baby witch stuff, are the novice's first attempt to alter the casual world. For Shirilla, her belief in the supernatural control was the foundation of her psychological dominance over Dom. Predatory spiritualism. Resource extraction node map. Okay, financial extraction. Afternoon moving of mushrooms and marijuana, sourcing from her victims and acting as a plug via Snapchat ledgers to extract financial profit. This all leads to Baby Kush, which is her rug moving alias. Academic extraction, exploiting her peers, i.e. user Donut Doodle, to complete 40 math assignments and an in-person final exam in exchange for THC cartridges. The final harvest. The fire department recovered 8.1 grams of Schedule 1 mushrooms in a digital scale hidden in her waistband directly following the fatal crash. Left-hand path defines predatory magic as devouring the energy to strengthen themselves. Shirilla systematically stripped her peers of financial, academic, and emotional resources to feed her soul void. The parasitic tether and the impossible contract. Okay. This is way heavier than I was expecting tonight. So here we are. Is everyone okay over there? Okay. The parasitic tether and the impossible contract. The one-way the one-way flows life force. The drained reservoir. This was Dominic. The bottomless void. This was Mackenzie. She constantly needed his energy. This is an example of her texting Dom. Did you ever ask Davion why he blocked me? The narcissistic injury. Mackenzie viewed Dominic as her on-call shield. When he attempted to set boundaries or to leave, it threatened to sever the tether. This is a quantum entanglement. Oh, it's about to become one. Evidence of coercion. 35 consecutive demanding messages, physical abuse, and threats to destroy his property. The karmic backlash. Unable to sustain the tether organically, the bond developed into a psychic war. Shirilla resorted to absolute lethal force to prevent his exit. Whoa. Phase 2, the external sorcery and the extraction. Okay. Me and Leah's list, bitch. And here's Faith. Hey, Faith, thanks for coming to find my jail room. Here's your burn book, and it has just a bunch of mean stuff. The evidence was the burn book, recovered from her Apple iCloud. It cataloged 48 names of Strongsville High School peers, anointed with derogatory labels such as redacted and redacted. The persona was documented pride in maintaining a horrible reputation. She actively embraced the role of the antagonist, posting lyrics referring to herself as an evil hoe. Esoteric translation. Extraction magic is the act of extinguishing hostile forces. The burn book functioned as a structured, ritualistic ledger of her enemies, proving a calculated, methodical hostility toward anyone who defined her will. The escalation of force was July 2022. On July 17th, the verbal incantation. During an argument on I-71, she screamed, "I'm going to wreck this car right now." That is her spoken intent. On July 17th, the desecration. Mackenzie and Dom filmed themselves. Oh, this is an interesting timeline. I didn't put this together. Mackenzie and Dom filmed themselves breaking and entering into the abandoned Columbia Church of God. That's a transgression of boundaries. On July 28th was the dry run. GPS data revealed that Shirilla scouted the exact route and location of the future site. This is ritual preparation. And then on July 31st, it was the climax of force, the 100-mile-per-hour deliberate impact, the judicial finding. The mental state was not reckless, but controlled, methodical, deliberate, intentional, and purposeful. Phase 3, the black box altar. EDR telemetry readout, Toyota Camry. The speed was 97.8 miles per hour. The throttle was 100% fully depressed, 5 seconds prior to impact. Zero braking. Steering was intact, purposeful, and trajectory. Tires were intact with no mechanical malfunction. The metaphysical autopsy. The vehicle became the final tool of her black magic. When psychological manipulation and verbal extraction failed to secure dominance over Dom, she utilized the vehicle to violently enforce her will over physical reality, ensuring he could never leave her. Oh, you know what they should add another screen for? When she tried to put pictures of herself in his coffin. That's psycho. The chariot and the triple smackdown. She is the chariot card, the archetype of the chariot. She was born August 2nd, 2004. Her life path is 7. She was governed by the chariot tarot archetype, symbolizing extreme willpower, forceful direction and total direction, and environmental control. The karmic backlash. Shrilla's soul lesson required absolute personal responsibility. The crash triggered a cosmic triple smackdown, revoking her forever child immunity. The state physically severed her from her enabling parents, placing her in a cage of absolute reality, 15 to life. Let's just call it life, where outcomes can no longer be manipulated. The epilogue, a prisoner of reality. Can we tell the police I had a seizure? This was like her carny talk. The refusal of truth. They attempted to coordinate a fake Shirilla attempted to coordinate a fake medical alibi using a gibberish code language with her mother from jail. Well, she also did it in the hospital room. Cultivated the Shirilla the Killer Shirilla the Killer persona behind bars, offering autographs to inmates, entirely devoid of remorse. The spell has been broken, but the magician remains blind. She sought the ultimate power over life and death, only to become a prisoner of the very reality she tried to destroy. Case closed. Minimum of 15 years has been secured. Well, that was a lot heavier than I expected. How's everyone doing? Hi, everyone. Is everyone okay? That was like way heavier than I expected. Yeah. Gosh, you guys are so fun. I have to move you over here. I feel like I'm looking way up there. Welcome. There you are. Hi, everyone. Hi, Jules. Hi, Juliet. How's everyone doing? That was a little heavier than that was way heavier than I expected. Is everyone okay? Let's talk it out. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh my gosh, I love that you see Bobby with a cape and a golf cart. I didn't get on the golf cart today. Hi, Nana. Moonshine. Where are you? Oh, yes. Thanks, Debbie. Yes, you guys, don't forget to let us know where you're coming from. Thanks for being here. Top 25%. I'll show you guys that screenshot. I have to find it. But we're in the top 25% of channels that are growing. I don't even want to speak that. We're trying to get to 10,000. So then we can beat 10,000. We're in the top 25 of channels under 10,000. So let's stay in the top 25, but we can't do it without you. Thanks, Debbie. Okay, hopefully everyone's okay. That was a little heavier than I expected. I didn't think we were going to talk about black magic and the spiritual side of that, but I'm not really sure. Okay, it looks like everyone's okay. Yay, thanks for coming, Bobby. God, Bobby is on. Is Bobby getting? Bobby, are you at customs? Everyone wants to know where Bobby is. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Nana. Oh, and she lied and said she didn't go into the church. That's right, Phil. Hi, Phil. Hi, Amy. I don't have a dark side deck. Amy, was that you? I love it here. Yay. Yay. Oh, good. I am so glad. You guys have no idea. Hey, I think it was Amy that just asked if I had a dark side deck. I don't have a dark side deck specifically. I actually almost ordered one, but I didn't want it to touch my other cards. I have a few decks that I could probably use. Oh, I might have to pause you for 2 seconds. I have an awesome deck. It's called, it's a Slavic deck. And it's not dark side, but it feels like it would be right for this. Let me just make sure it's not here. I do have the Illuminati Oracle, and I also have the Illuminati cards here. I think I have to go to my thing. I'm going to go get that Slavic deck. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's not dark side. It just feels like it'll be right for tonight. Please hold. I'll be right back. I just have to use. Everyone take a bathroom break, grab a snack. Where are you from? I'm so excited you're here. Thanks for joining us and learning a little bit about black magic and the impact of black magic. Your words are your wands. Don't forget. I don't even know what I want to play. I want to play.
Well, I can't talk about anything on this stupid phone call.
Yes, so. Because Baldhead is listening. Hey, what's up? Pay my bond and get me out of here, please. Go to a bail bondsman and see if they can do the 10%.
I don't know how much an appeal is. Okay, so can we just wait until Monday?
Yeah, let's just wait until Monday, and when I can just they're probably going to take my bond away at Monday.
Where do you get ready? Where do you get dressed?
Have the Harry Potter theory. Are you guys gonna come tomorrow? I'm not gonna be able to see you on the courtroom tomorrow. But sorry, let's just not strip search again.
Okay, I gotta tell you one more thing.
What?
It was published in England. Okay.
What?
Yes.
It's world news?
the Daily Mail just publishes it in all their publications, but yeah, the UK.
It's on the Daily Mail.
In UK.
Maybe Kim Kardashian will reach out herself.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe not. Okay, I grabbed them, but now I didn't have time to run to the bathroom. So we're going to watch the closing.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon. May it please the court, closing counsel. This video says it all. That after she turned onto this turn and she was driving the speed limit, Mackenzie Shirilla accelerated her speed. That car did not miraculously combust from 25 miles an hour to 100 miles an hour. She put her foot to that pedal and slowly pushed that gas until she reached the speed she wanted to go. No one but her did that. When you drive a motor vehicle 100 miles an hour into a brick wall, the logical result is death. We ask that you find Mackenzie Shirilla guilty on every count. Thank you.
Your Honor, may it please the court. Holding counsel. The photographs, horrific. But that doesn't have anything to do with what is the ultimate decision you have to come with here. And we are really never going to know what happened in that car. Could Dominic have grabbed the steering wheel? I don't know. What's to say that she didn't panic and think knew she was going too fast, tries to get off, and just goes even harder on the gas? We don't know that, but that's just as possible as anything. So, Judge, I think the state has failed to meet their burden of proof, except as it comes to the counts of where the reckless, the aggravated vehicular homicide, as well as the count of possession of criminal tools and possession of drugs. Thank you.
I think the evidence is clear, Your Honor, that this catastrophe took place at the conclusion of a rocky and tumultuous relationship between Mackenzie Shirilla and Dominic Russo. I don't want it to be lost on whatever happened, Judge, was because of that relationship. That is why this took place. And what about Davion? He's just cargo in the backseat. No consideration.
Everyone, welcome back. I gave you a little something to watch while I was running to the bathroom. I'm resetting sacred space. And if you were here in the beginning, I explained what I was taught was to set sacred space, call in the quarters before going between dimension or any healing modality. I also ring a little baby bell to clear the energy. And I'm resetting sacred space and I'm saging these cards. The cards that we're going to use are, and I don't know why I'm going to use them yet, but these are the Slavic Legends Tarot. I also have the Witches Tarot and a witch deck here. But we're just going to pull a couple of cards because I think I just saw a comment asking about cards. You know what we should do? Let's just do a reading. I don't have the top on. So anyone who's learning, there's no room for the you're just gonna have to trust me. Okay, let's just see what the Slavic deck wants to tell us. I need a drink. I feel like it's gonna be heavy. Okay, another thing, if you're learning tarot or if you've been doing it for 100 years, I know we have a few women or a few friends in here who have been doing it for a long time. I don't usually get anything on my deck because I always go into it with intentions of pure white light. When it just feels like these guys have not been out of the cabinet for a while, so they just needed a little sage. But I just want to see what Mackenzie's doing or how she's doing. Eight of Coins. She's fine. This is like what we just talked about. There's no... She's not... Oh my gosh. Okay. her parents are keeping her. She's fine. She has no concept of reality. This is a disservice her parents are doing to her. Queen of Pentacles right here. That's her mother. I'm not really her. I don't remember what her mom's card is. I don't think I've ever checked, but the Queen of Pentacles is keeping her in. I mean, she's fine. I don't know. I guess, okay, so now it's getting a little bit more realistic. This is the King of Wands. In our deck, this is fire. I wonder what Tim Troop or Detective Jesus' birthdays are. I wonder if they're fire signs. This is a male. And we have the Four of Swords. These are absolutely gorgeous cards. The Four of Swords in our deck. What does the Four of Swords look like? Well, regardless. It's the 10. He's like dead. Oh, this is little baby boy on the coffin. Where is he? Over here. He is on the coffin. He's dead. Oh boy. Here's the Knight of Cups. I mean, so at this exact moment, the energy around Mackenzie Shirilla is like not reality. I remember hearing Bougie Behind Bars say it's like cupcake camp. Her mom is keeping her just fine. But we do have a dead little boy and a King of Wands here. This is Wands right here. A King of Wands who's like going to find the truth of the dead little boys. He's not going to stop. They even offered like gifts. Like, you're not going to face any charges if you come forward. Not to Mackenzie. They were desperate to find answers. These cards are absolutely gorgeous. I don't know who the artist is, but they're beautiful. If they're the Slavic Legends Tarot. Here's a 9 of coins. This is like money. She's fine in there with money. You know what? I won't be surprised though. I know people have asked about her parents filing for divorce. I mean, no. That's not what I meant. Filing bankruptcy, and everyone is. There were a few curious questions about it. That's so minor compared to one of the folders that I didn't see tonight was like all of the police calls that the Shirillas ever made, and there's like 100 and something in there. This is. I mean, if her parents have to sell their house, I won't be surprised. They will like literally file bankruptcy to keep her in Cupcake Heaven or Cupcake Camp or whatever they're calling it. She's still trying to do black magic back there though. She hasn't learned anything. And I blame that right on the wounded mother that's trying to raise her. She is having, I don't know how she's sleeping. She is having like, this is a 7 of Cups. Cups are still waters run deep. So these are water signs, but I think she's having nightmares. Like, I bet it's waking her up. And it's not like anyone coming to visit her, or at least not anyone that she wants to visit her. She wanted to live happily ever after, but she's not going to have that. Well, seeing 47 lives when you get to learn this lesson. Here's the Lovers in reverse. Yeah, that's what she doesn't know how to be a good partner, so she's not I mean, wounded people hurt people, hurt people, but she's also codependent, which we know, but she's attracting really wounded people because she's so broken. This is Lovers in reverse. I think it speaks for itself. Yikes. It goes back to that God-sized hole that she can't fill. She really would like to get out of here. I don't think she would unalive herself for real, but she would like to. I mean, these are all like chains. Oh, here's Emperor. I used to call this the dark side, but now I have to call it the old energy. So here's the dark side. Here's chains. This is the 8 of Swords in our deck. She's like away from her home. The tide is coming in. She's chained. Yeah. Here's the 2 of Wands. She wants to wander. She's not going. I bet you she has a really, well, an imagination that's she has a very active imagination. She can, she can, what is it called? Bilocate. She can, why am I forgetting my words? What time is it? Oh, it's 10:40. No wonder. Well, it's 10:40, crew. The captain needs some moonshine. Yeah, it's going to be a long, hard road. All right, well, it's 10:40. Hi, everyone. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, Jamie, so much. Thank you, Phil. You guys are so wonderful. Hi, Rachel. Welcome. Hi, Nana. Oh my gosh, you guys are so nice. I love you all. Hi, Jules. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Sammy. Oh, Sammy, you're so thankful. Sammy, thank you for you gave me some thanks for your super chat earlier too. I didn't have a chance to thank you, but now it's gone. So thank you. I appreciate you. All right. Well, thank you all for coming tonight. I am forgetting my words, and it's 10:40 on the East Coast. We recap for what we did tonight. It started with time is an illusion, and then it morphed into figuring out more of Kendall, the situation that set the stage for the crash in July. Then we fell down literally like a black magic spell. Well, we didn't fall down any spell. We've learned about black magic and some of the ways that she used black magic to control her environment. Anytime you have to take someone's free will away, well, we call that RAPE here, so it's never a good sign. We are now, then we pulled a few cards from the Slavic Legends Tarot deck. Absolutely gorgeous deck. Highly recommend it. Unless you're learning, then you get to use the training wheel cards. That's what I was taught, but you do you. Wait, what did she say? You do you and I'll do better. Oh my God, what a brat. She is a broken little girl who was raised by a broken little girl. That is the most empathetic way that I can think of her so that I don't feed the machine. She was a baby witch in this lifetime, but she knew what she was doing, and I'm just really glad that she didn't have anyone to help her harness her energy. With that being said, I wanted to thank everyone for coming, being a part of this wonderful crew. Well, we have a few crew, but being on Con Air with us tonight. If Cowboy's here and he wants to explain, we have an open invitation to our friend. I don't know what his real name is, but it says Cowboy. He was actually trained with the U.S. Marshals with Con Air, or if anyone's actually been on Con Air. We also want to send love and light to Lindsay Clancy in Massachusetts because she needs it. And I saw, Legal, your comment about her not getting the grace she needs. I know. Well, but maybe there'll be people like us on her jury. Hopefully she has a jury trial. Like, in my heart, I have hearts, I would not convict her. I think what she needs is like mental health help, not jail. I don't think that was intentional. Like, and I mean, I think she had a psychic break. That's what I mean. I think she had postpartum psychosis. And one of our friends in here has had that. And one of our other friends said that she also had a friend that went through it. I think it's much more common than it is talked about. But anyway, so I want to send love and light to Lindsay Clancy. I don't get any dark side, anything from her. I just get a psychic break. I feel really bad for her, actually. So with that being said, I think we are going to call it a night. Thanks for flying Con Air and being super flexible, because we never know where we're going or where we're going to end up. I just had to reset my deck. To reset your deck, what you do is you separate it by the suits, and then I do it. This is how I was taught. Do it however you want, but then I do ace through king, and then I put the major arcana, and then you put it in order, and that's called resetting your deck. When you cut the deck, you just like split it in half and drop it, and wherever it drops is called cutting the deck. Oh, here's the tower. Oh, that was fun. Well, Mackenzie's gonna have a lot of tower moments. Well, that sucks for her. But anyway, so that's that. With that, I will come back over to our comments, say thank you again. Also, please drop your location in the description for us. I have to figure out how to re-find the live comments because I haven't tried. I'm gonna say I was about to say I couldn't find them, but then I just realized that I haven't tried. I want to just find. I think what we're gonna end up creating from wherever everyone's from is a map of the Earth's ley lines, so we can help clear the blocks. Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm so glad everyone's here. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Dana. Oh, I love you guys. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. Oh, yeah. I love the Kate. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is such a nice thank you all so much for coming and being a part of this wonderful community. We are I want to say we're the smartest on YouTube, but that might be a little premature. I would say we're extra smart. I'm still new. Oh, good. We're all rookies. I'm really glad that you guys are all here. Thank you for all of these comments. Hi, Millie. Millie Williams. Em won't tell, but I hope she's relives her talking. Yeah, I think she's struggling with her sleep. I'll just say that. And it's not because someone next door is yelling. And I don't think that it's anyone she wants to visit her. She's in it. And it's really unfortunate for her. She never was held accountable, so she never had to learn lessons. Gosh. My mom, I was of the generation of wooden spoons. And she was not afraid to use it. Little short Italian lady. Man, don't fuck with a little short Italian lady. Well, she's just shorter than me. That's why. Well, I'm so glad everyone's here. Yeah, I think that she's definitely hearing voices, and I don't think that they are of the light. Welcome, Marine Wife. New to the video, sending good vibes. Thanks for coming. I'm so glad you're here. My daughter is a Marine wife. We love that. I'm new too. Welcome. Oh, yeah. We're all rookies. We're all new. We're all in it together. But we can't do it without you. So let's stay in the top 25 and get out of our weight class. We're going to start lifting some weights. We have a gym in the back of Conair. Bobby might be busy in there, but he might be making moonshine or driving a golf cart. Bobby, I love that you're so multi-dimensional and you can be everything. Are you like this in your real life? Are you like carrying the weight of the world? Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Wow, marine balls. Oh, you guys, speaking of, if anyone's here from the Karen Reed case, this is a small world thing. I don't think I ever talked about it because it never came up. Brian Albert, and if you're here, Brian, and this isn't right, please jump in and clear the record because Brian Albert was at a marine ball and he literally curbed someone. This was at the what's the name of the place that John's sister used to work at? I can't remember. It's in downtown Boston. It's absolutely gorgeous. And he curbed someone, and I found the police records. He got sent to Vermont or something for a little while to think. But after that, they hired extra security crews. No one. I think he might have been banned there for life too. I'm spacing the name of it, but that was Brian Albert's last experience in Marine Ball. Brian, jump in if I'm wrong. I'd love to hear the version that you have. All right, everyone. I love you. Yeah, I'm so glad everyone's here. Oh, Debbie. Oh my gosh. Everyone throw Debbie some hearts. She's amazing. Yes, we're trying to figure out. Well, all of a sudden, the night Conair was born, we were just trying to read some police reports, and it was completely deleted, the whole live stream and everything. And then I had this feeling like wherever everyone's sitting is going to become important to a ley line project that I'm working on the back end that I've been working on, but apparently everyone gets to help. If you're here, you're probably, I'm guessing, if you feel called to help with the ley lines. And if you don't know what it is, don't worry. I will explain it all. My son-in-law isn't home, but they've gone to several balls too. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you guys are all. Hello, Nama. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Debbie's here. Everyone's like, yeah, Debbie. Welcome, Debbie. Welcome home. Or, well, I guess it's home. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Will. Hi, Amy. Hey, Amy, do you want to be a Con Air flight crew? Do we still need help? I should probably ask the crew if we're hiring. Is Bobby? Where is Bobby? Bobby, you're being called. Everyone wants you, Bobby. Oh, I'm way behind. We love Bobby. Oh, Bobby got strip searched again. Yes, Bobby really is a jack of all trades. He does plane maintenance, cooks, bartends, makes. He also took his 9-month-old on the lake to learn about. Weren't you taking him jet skiing or water safety? Yeah, Bobby is a jack of all trades. Thank you, Jack. Oh wait, who's Jack? Bobby. Thank you again so much for being here tonight and hanging out. Thanks for learning a little bit of black magic with us. Well, it was your words are your wands. So lesson in grab the land prayers below. I have no idea. I named them that during the Karen Reed case, but we're in the middle of a spiritual battle, whether you know it or not. Your silence is your consent. And you don't want little minions like Mackenzie Shirilla to take away your free will. Not everyone is quite as obvious as she is. Let's just say that. I think that goes back to her being a baby witch, but baby witches are extra dangerous because they don't know what they're doing. She knew what she was doing. But I'm in mod for you. Oh, you are mod or you'd like to be? Awesome. Oh, yeah, thank you, Boo. Yeah, I forgot to ask. Yes, legally. Okay, sweet. Thank you. I forgot to ask the current crew if we needed extra if we're hiring, but thanks. I'll take you up on that. Because I don't like one. I like to spread it out and have just a bunch of them so that if you have a life until we get on a schedule, which will be after the golf course is closed. I don't want anyone to feel pressure to have to be here and it's not babysitting when we all just act like we're an English lit. Like we are above the crust of that. Yes. Okay. Awesome. I am so glad. Juliet, thank you again so much for thinking of me. Thanks for hanging out, dropping your location. Oh yeah, please like, share, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you know when we're here. And I will see you guys on the flip side. I am working tomorrow and then I'll be back. Oh, and I bought a new, probably everyone did, as an investment to our studio. We have a new Blue Yeti microphone. Let me know if you can even tell actually that I have it on. If you can't tell, then we have a bigger problem. And, oh yeah, there are only 2 rules to flying on Con Air. Don't be a dick and act like you're an English lit, not on Facebook. I'm a mode for Master Nature in Idaho 4 case. He's a riot. Oh, cool. Thank you, legally. Well, Debbie Lane, looks like we were hiring and we didn't even know it. I appreciate you, legally. And I appreciate the way you think. And I appreciate you hooking a brother up with all of the. We do have her appellate paper. I know you sent me a load of stuff, and we have her appellate trial or her appellate case if anyone's interested. I'm not over it. But I do feel a little bit better now that we figured out her mom's just trying to rewrite the narrative. Sounds about right. It's on brand. All right, team. I love you. Mod, or legally, I will change it tonight. For some reason, the only person I've ever had like a thing with was Phil, but we figured it out on the back end. I'll mod for you. Yeah, of course you will. Thank you, Boo. I got you, Boo. Thanks, legally. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome. I don't want our crew to burn out. And I love having everyone here. Thanks for coming, liking, sharing, subscribing. Let's get to let's get over 10,000, but still stay in our top 25. I will see you guys on the flip side, and send light and love to Lindsay Clancy. She needs it. Actually, I'm going to work. I'll do some land work for her tonight. Let's get her out of that. She's jammed up. I love you guys. See you on the flip side. Thanks for flying Con Air. Oh, don't forget about the swag. I forgot to show you. We have Con Air swag. It's the first link in this video. So with that, I will love you and lead you. Jamie, you want... Don't worry. I can translate Mackenzie Shirilla. A few spelling errors here or there are totally fine. At least you're speaking in a cohesive sentence. Don't worry. No one has to worry about any English. I mean, we can read Mackenzie Shirilla, so we're okay. Yay! Let's fill up the viewer map. Yes, it's going to be a bigger project for the ley lines. I'm guessing wherever you're sitting is important. And Debbie has got it nailed in. I love you all very, very much. And I don't know if I'm not over it or what. Oh, Nana needs light and love. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Oh, and let's send light and love to our whole group. When two or more are gathered in my name, let's all send love and light to Nana, Debbie, Jamie, Legally, Phil, Bobby, and Amy, everyone in here. Let's send it to the group. We'll send it to the whole flight. All we have to do, and if you don't know how to do it, it's okay. All you have to do is just imagine a plane, Conair, and imagine a white light shining all the way through it. You can imagine like washing it over, white lights washing it over, cleansing it. Let's keep it on the tarmac so we can cleanse it, wash away all the old. And everybody in Conair and everyone working on Conair. And that way we can just send it to everyone. Oh, I don't know if I'm on the map yet. Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Awesome. Thank you, Legally. I don't know if you are either. I have to update it. I haven't updated it in 2 nights because I wanted to show you guys did I show you? Yeah, I showed you guys the new map. I'll just bring it up one more time in case you weren't here when I showed it. Where is it? Oh, my recent ones are Mackenzie Shirilla, the ones the prosecution used in there. I must have. I'll just find it really quickly. I'm just going to show you a rough draft of the ley lines that I think this is going to become part of. And you're going to be part of changing history. Here it is. Okay. I'll share this. This is just a really rough draft of the thumbnails. And I need to get out of the way so you guys can see it. Oh, yes. Thanks, Debbie. God, you're good. Okay. Thank you, Debbie. We're almost done. I can tell my brain is not thinking. Okay. This is a map of the ley lines. This is why we'd love to know where you're from. We are filling it out right now with these little green things. This is just a first draft map of where everyone's from. I think we're going to learn some stuff from it. So drop where you are, drop your location. Thanks for being here, turning on your notifications so you know when we are here, liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all the things. Let's get to 10,000. So then we can stay in the top 25 and be in the next weight class. All right. I love you guys. I can't wait to watch. I love you guys so much. Thanks for coming. I'll see you on the flip side.